Good evening, XRP community. Good morning, good afternoon. So this is going to kind of be a little bit of a different video here. I wanted to look into the different litigation teams for the court hearing for XRP being a potential security or not tonight. And I actually found some interesting things here. And really, it's more so just on kind of how big the litigation team is and the track record for Ripple compared to the plaintiff, who is alleging that Ripple was still actively selling securities in XRP sales. So I'm gonna dive right in here. I hope you guys like this. This is a little bit different for me, but I am not a lawyer. I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. So I saw this tweet from Cotswold Gent today. If you don't follow him, he's a great follow. I'm not going to use his information necessarily here at all. I just this is a recap of the hearing from today, and from my understanding of this, the motion to dismiss from Ripple is basically now under consideration by the court. So it sounds like, and correct me if I'm wrong, anybody here, that it's pretty much going to be up to the judge, and any sort of decision can be made a day from now, a week from now, a month from now. I'm not sure what the statute is as far as an expiration time for the decision. I don't know if there is one, but I just want to get into the lawyers here. So I don't want to get into this civil minutes yet. This is from today. What I want to get into here is the actual motion to dismiss. And I saw something interesting here, and bear with me. So this is these are attorneys for the defendants. This is the motion to dismiss. I believe this was filed in November. We know that the hearing was today, January 15th, right? They have 3 lawyers on their motion to dismiss. Kathleen Hartnett, you can see it right here, of Bowie, Schiller, and Flexner. Damian Marshall of Bowie, Schiller, and Flexner. And Andrew Saurez from Debevoise and Plimpton. So it looks like these 3 lawyers, and 2 out of 3 of these 3 lawyers are still on the meeting minutes from today. One of them is not. The one that is not is Andrew J. Resne from Debevoise and Plimpton LLP. Now, Andrew Resne, let's look into him real quick here. I just found it a little bit curious that there would be, it may be nothing, but, I'd like to dig a little bit deeper into things. I found it interesting that this particular lawyer was not physically there today. There was actually a different lawyer there. So the dismissal write-up that Ripple had their lawyer, I don't want to say Ripple had their lawyers write it up, but the lawyers wrote it up on behalf of Ripple to dismiss the case. This Andrew J. Resne. So let's see if I can find about him here. Andrew J. Resne, and this is a different law firm here. This is out of New York, co-chair of litigation department. Mr. Resne represents public companies, financial institutions, asset management firms, accounting firms, boards of directors, and individuals in federal and state government investigations and contested litigation in federal and state courts. He has many years of experience prosecuting and defending a wide range of white-collar criminal and civil cases, having served in senior law enforcement roles at both the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, and the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York. Mr. Resne has also tried and supervised many jury and non-jury trials and argued numerous appeals before federal and state courts of appeals. Mr. Resne is ranked in the top band for securities enforcement by Chambers USA in 2019, where he is lauded by fellow practitioners as clients as knock your socks off impressive and incredibly strategic. He is praised for being a marquee name in the market with a compendious knowledge of the facts and an extraordinary memory. He is also recognized by Chambers USA as a leading practitioner in white-collar crime and criminal defense, where clients credit his unparalleled industry experience and ability to deliver strategic insights we've not received from other firms. Keep in mind, this is the gentleman that helped prepare the motion of dismissal for this nonsense lawsuit. This is interesting, though. This gentleman here, Andrew Saurez Knee, prior to joining this law firm in 2017, Mr. Saurez Knee served for nearly 4 years as the Director of Enforcement at the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, under Chair Mary Jo White. In that role, he oversaw approximately 1,400 SEC personnel, supervising law enforcement efforts in 12 offices throughout that country, including matters related to financial reporting and accounting, asset management, insider trading, market structure, and the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. Under his leadership, the division brought a record number of cases, including path-breaking and significant cases across the entire spectrum of the securities industry. Mr. Saurez Knee also helped broaden the use of the SEC's analytical tools to detect and investigate financial misconduct, while handling the enforcement division's litigation capacity and improving morale. As Director of Enforcement, Mr. Saurez Knee worked closely with the high-level leadership of other regulators, including the Department of Justice, many U.S. attorneys' offices, the CFTC, the New York Attorney General, the New York Department of Financial Services, FINRA, and the CFPB. This is the gentleman that Ripple has on their team as far as litigation is concerned that helped to write up the motion for dismissal. Take a look real quick at the other two lawyers. And these two lawyers, so this Andrew Saurez Knee, who I just talked about, was not in these new meeting minutes from January 15th, but he did help write up that motion for dismissal, which is, for me, a little bit interesting. He seems like an extremely high-level player here. I think it also even says in here, I don't know if it was this one or not. Digital currency. I think this is it. This is cryptocurrency. This is recent. I think this is recent experience. And a private technology company developing virtual currency payment solutions in private civil litigation and regulatory matters. So he may be some sort of an advisor also for Ripple, but obviously a pretty heavy hitter. Worked with, we already saw what he did at the SEC before. So this whole entire lawsuit is about XRP being a security. We can see just who they've got on their team here. So here's another lawyer here, and I'll show you the. So this is Damian J Marshall of Bowie Schiller Flexner LLP, New York, New York. Damian J Marshall. I'll be brief through this here. I don't want to make this video super long. I just wanted you guys to be able to see kind of the lawyers that Ripple has on their team in comparison to the plaintiff here. So Damian's practice focuses on the resolution of complex business disputes over a broad range of substantive areas, including antitrust, securities, RICO, and general commercial disputes. Damian represents both plaintiffs and defendants in high-stakes matters, often with an international component. Let's see here if there's anything interesting in here. Blah, blah, blah. Experience. So Damian's experience for Bowie, Schiller, and Flexner, and I'll go over this law firm too. They're a pretty big law firm. They're actually a very big law firm. So this gentleman, his experience and representation includes a successful representation of Bank of New York Mellon in defense of a $22.5 billion RICO claim brought upon by the Russian Federal Customs Services. American Express, which we know is RippleNet. Another Bank of New York Mellon. Philip Morris, which is obviously the tobacco industry. Major international bank. HSBC, which I believe Deutsche Bank has confirmed has had integrations with Ripple. So pretty heavy hitter there. Let's get into Kathleen R. Hartnett here. Kathleen R. Hartnett, experienced trial and appellate lawyer who represents plaintiffs and defendants in high-stakes civil litigation, strategic counseling. This is kind of a general overview here. Kathleen joins the firm after 5 years in the Obama administration. Most recently, she was Deputy Assistant Attorney General in the Civil Division of the U.S. Department of Justice, where she oversaw the Federal Programs Branch, which represents the federal government in high-profile civil litigation. At the Department of Justice, she personally led and participated in many cases of national importance, including those involving the Affordable Care Act, Dodd-Frank, the President's immigration initiatives, and the President's assertion of the executive privilege in the Fast and Furious litigation, arguing several such matters. She supervised major cases involving the Departments of Treasury, Health and Human Services, Homeland Security and Defense, and the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, among others. Prior to the Department of Justice, Kathleen served as Special Assistant and Associate Counsel to President Obama, where she counseled the President and other officials on constitutional, regulatory, and oversight issues. I mean, how this is absolutely ridiculous. Just looking through these lawyers here, it's unbelievable. This team that Ripple has assembled that just so happens to have extremely high-level government ties here, right? It's almost borderline conspiracy theory weird here, but hey, all I'm doing is just going in and looking at the actual litigation team for Ripple here, trying to present this to you guys. So now, if you look into Bowie, Schiller, and Flexner here, they're a pretty big law firm. We are a firm of internationally recognized trial lawyers, crisis managers, and strategic advisors, known for our creative, aggressive, and efficient pursuit of success for our clients. 14 offices throughout the world. Representative clients: American Express, Barclays, BNP Paribas, Carnival Corp. Okay, Chevron is huge. Delta Airlines, Facebook, Fidelity National, so Fidelity, Fujitsu, Goldman Sachs, HSBC, Lloyd's of London, NASCAR, okay, Oracle, Philip Morris, Sony. So that is the initial. So those are the three initial lawyers that are on the docket for the motion for dismissal, which was filed close to the end of last year, I believe. What I found interesting today was this gentleman here. Let me see if I can find him. Andrew Saurez Knee, this guy that, was basically settling cases or a high-level advisor for the SEC for whatever it said, 1,400 cases or whatever it was, is not in the meeting minutes from today. The civil minutes from today, we see that a new individual's name is here, and that is Meno Goldman, I think is what it is. Hold on here, let me find it. No. Shoot, I hope I can find it. Bear with me for a second here. James Copeland. Okay, so Damian Marshall, Kathleen Hartnett, and Meno Goldman. Let me just type it in again. I think I accidentally deleted it. I apologize. There we go. This is Meno Goldman. Apparently, he was there at the actual in the court today. Like I said, this is a different video, guys. I'm doing the best I can here. Meno is a trial and how do you pronounce that? Appellate lawyer in our Washington, D.C. office. He represents plaintiffs and defendants in all stages of litigation, from early dispute resolution through appeal. Here's interesting. Meno joined the firm after completing a clerkship with Judge, such and such, from Harvard from 2009 to 2011. Okay, from 2009 to 2011, Meno served as a senior advisor for legislative affairs at the U.S. Department of Treasury. So there we go again, some government ties there. Now, like I said, this video is going to be a little bit quicker here. I don't want to get overly crazy into this. If you look at the attorneys for the plaintiff, you've got James Taylor Copeland. So keep in mind here the attorneys for Ripple, and I know that this means nothing. I know that this suit could get settled in any way that it gets settled. Obviously, this is kind of up to the court at this point. I just wanted to present the team that Ripple has versus the team that I forget the guy's first name, but Sostak has, which is the guy that's basically suing Ripple. James Taylor Copeland. Let's see about James Taylor Copeland here. This is like a pretty much a brand new law firm. Taylor Copeland Law was one of the first firms in the country to focus on blockchain and cryptocurrency law, providing guidance and clarity to individuals and businesses operating in this rapidly changing space. I think it's one dude, or two. It's probably two guys. I'm assuming Taylor is one and Copeland is the other. Or wait, maybe it's one dude. Anyways, you read the about section here. After working for years at two of the largest and best respected law firms in the country, which does he mention which law firms those are? No. Okay. James Taylor Copeland founded so this, it's one dude. James Taylor Copeland founded Taylor Copeland Law with the goal of providing the same high-quality representation to individuals and small businesses that would otherwise be unable to afford it. He is an experienced trial attorney who has represented individuals and business in federal and state courts throughout the U.S. Wow, that's amazing. Prior to forming Taylor Copeland Law, James was a litigator at Mintz Levin in San Diego and Clifford Chance LLP in Washington, D.C. Degree from Georgetown, focused on cryptocurrency. Great, fantastic. Who, not even trying to minimize this guy's obviously worked hard for his career. But when I look at a website and I don't see what firms he's represented in the past, and all I see is that he started his own firm and it's his own law firm. And I look at what Ripple has, which is multiple governmental ties, which we can obviously see here. It's, whatever. So, and the other attorney here is Oleg Acunavich. Oleg Acunavich is a partner in the Los Angeles office. This is also for this is for the plaintiff here. So the guy that's suing Ripple. A partner in the Los Angeles office has a broad practice in high-stakes commercial litigation, representing both plaintiffs and defendants in a variety of legal practice areas, including intellectual property, antitrust, and class actions. All right. Is there anything here? Okay. He has tried 2 cases in 2 consecutive years at the International Trade Commission. Okay. What were the results? Which hears only a limited amount of complex intellectual property matters on an extremely expedited schedule. Okay. Argued cases against NHL stuff, National Hockey League, handled some other things, notable representations, Skybell Technologies Inc. versus Ring Inc. Okay, so I don't feel like I need to go into this guy's stuff. I don't mean to be obtuse and minimize these 2 attorneys who've worked probably very hard to get where they are in life. I don't mean to minimize their achievements here, but I wanted to just paint the picture of kind of the backing as far as litigation is concerned that Ripple has, and the backing that the plaintiff has. And I'm going to link everything here. Maybe you can find more than I can, and I wanted to make this a quicker video just to kind of paint a picture for you. But as we know now, hey, anything's possible. I have no idea. I'm not a lawyer. I know nothing really about the law as far as litigation is concerned. I have never studied it, but I can go on and read what people have done, and I can go on and read the contacts that these people have had in the past and kind of add a couple of things up together. And that's really all that I can do. Use the knowledge that I have and try to give it to you all. So, hey, thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. All right, have a good night.